This is a very brief introduction to the FAAS Audit Log Server. I originally created the server software to collect, at a single location, all the BSM audit trail files generated by our computers. But as software projects tend to do, it eventually broadened out so it can collect any data from any system. Out of the box though, it collects BSM, syslog, and process snapshots from your Mac computers. What do you need to stand up your FAAS Audit Log Server? First, you need to stand up a web server on the machine you will use as your audit log server. The good news is your Mountain Lion operating system already has a web server, you just need to turn it on. Second, you run FAAS Maker to generate the appropriate files for your audit server and all the clients. Third, you run an install script on your audit server and each client from which you want to collect logs from. Fourth, you point your web browser at your log server to create some initial analyst accounts, and you are done. At this point, you have a fully functioning audit log server collecting data from your machines. Because the audit log server has a network API, you can also access the data via client programs. We built an initial log browser program, cleverly called Log Browser, to do just that. Standing up a web server. If you have Apple's server.app on your computer, open it up, select websites, turn it on, and enable PHP. That's it. If you don't have Apple's server.app, you can just enter a single command in your terminal window and your web server is up and running. FAAS Maker. Now that your web server is up, you are ready to run FAAS Maker. FAAS Maker is pretty simple. You enter the name of your web server and you collect Create Scripts. FAAS Maker will contact your web server, check out its encryption, and create files to be installed on your web server and on each client. When you clicked Create Scripts and entered a file name, FAAS Maker actually creates a folder with that name. Inside that folder are two more folders, for client and for server. You take the for server folder and move it to your web server. Once there, you run a single command line inside the folder and your web server is now your audit log server. Similarly, you take the for client folder and move it to each client. And on each client, again, you run a single command. Now your clients will be sending their BSM, syslog, and process snapshots to your audit log server. Login by web. The final step is to create accounts on your audit log server. Point your web browser at the host you designated as your web server. Use the exact name you entered in FAAS Maker, and then tack on a /FAAS. The first time you do this, you will be asked to create an administrator account. Once you've created the administrator account, you can create analyst accounts. Analysts are users who can actually access the log files. Log in as one of the analysts, and you can see a list of log files, view details, and download them. Log Browser. Because the audit log server also has a network API, programs like this log browser can view the logs on the server and download them. The BSM files, because they can be several gigabytes in size, are uploaded in a compressed format. Double-click to uncompress them, and then view them in your favorite tool. Here we drag them to the Audit Viewer program. So that's about it. The FAAS Audit Log Server starts life as a web server. You run FAAS Maker to create the files to turn your web server into an audit log server. You run the scripts on all your machines, and then you log into the audit log server to view and access the log files. You can also use additional tools like Log Browser to access and download the log files.